All right, panel 3 of the Davos Leadership Gathering. So if we were to do the next edition, let's say, inside the Vatican, perhaps, would anybody be interested? Like 4 people, 5 people, 7 people. We're like, our numbers are going up. 9, 11, 12. That's good. Real leaders, real impact. Dr. Christina Rahm, a leader, your definition.
Leader is someone that is a warrior and a servant and can help people and humanity be the best they can be.
Dr. Corsa, impact. Is that like jumping up and down at the gym or what? What is impact?
Just do it every day. Period, end of story. Get out there and do it.
Julia, what are you learning today? To learn. Who here is still learning how to learn? I can tell you. A number of years ago, I was invited by a gentleman by the name of Robert Grant, and he asked me to go with him to Egypt. And on that adventure, he said something that was probably one of the more profound things that I had ever heard. And he said that you're either a knower or you're a learner. Some of the best leaders I've ever met in the world, they are learners. And impact, it'll be different for each one of us. I have a neighbor of mine. Anybody have kids? Yeah, people are like, you have no money. It's because they're the reason. Yeah. And when my son was about to join us in this world, my neighbor said to me that, Dustin, and I couldn't have known back then, 15 years ago, he said, you're preparing your son for the day you're no longer here. It didn't hit me back then. This year is probably the year that I've noticed the most gray on my face, that I don't move as fast as I used to, that I recognize that you're right. A midlife, well, what is the average life expectancy? Does somebody want to tell me? In the United States or Western America or North America, Thad's brother, the nice hair.
It's between like 70 and 80 years.
So would somebody tell me I'm likely halfway through? 42. Well, you just said 78, 82. It's crazy. I'm like, wow, half my life. I don't even know what I did with the first half. I don't remember. And I'm preparing my kids. And I'm doing my best to prepare your kids. And I'm doing my best to prepare all of those that we touch, that for the day we're no longer here. Riadh taught me impact. Life is a miracle. And I think it's fascinating that life is this big miracle. And Jessica, when I first met you, it was November 2021. It's the first time I had ever been on a stage before. And it was in this country called Monaco. Anybody ever been there? Yeah. Tell me that it's not a place that you fit in. You feel a little uncomfortable. But you had this glow about you. I was nervous. I had never worn a black tie before. Has anybody ever worn a black tie? Yeah, the man at least, hopefully not the lady, sorry. Yeah. But to the men out there, if you've never worn one before, now you're not just wearing one, now you're in Monaco, 3rd time, and this angel came up to me. You see, it's interesting about a leader. A leader's aware. She was aware that there was this guy standing there, and you could tell I wasn't okay. And you came up to me and you looked at me and you said, my name's Jessica. What's your name? I'm Dustin. Are you okay? Me? I'm really nervous. Why are you nervous? Because I'm supposed to go into that building upstairs and I'm supposed to be the master of ceremony. And I've never done it before. And you said, take my arm. I'm going to lead you in. And I remember looking back, now I know it's Fabian, your husband. But I looked back and he gave me this look like, you're not going to stop her. She's unstoppable. Like, you're not going to tell her no. But you did not owe me that act of kindness. That's the interesting part about being a leader. It's about recognizing that there were people along the way that gave you kindness, that owed you nothing. And to my newfound friend, your eyes tell the story. They tell the story of someone who just wishes the rest of the world could see what should be a priority and what is not. As we go now into this panel of leadership, we go into a panel of impact. I'd encourage every one of you to look at your own story a little bit different, to recognize you are a leader, that you have seen further, and you get to stand on the shoulders of giants all around you. You learn from their mistakes, and you learn from their failures, and you learn from their weaknesses, and you learn from their successes. So I'd like for you to each introduce yourself. Where were you born? And a little bit about, and then we're going to get into the story.
I'm here. I just want to say thank you to everyone. Give me a chance, especially have this kind, the spirit of the dialogue. Then thank you to Dustin. The one thing about me until now, I met so many people all around the world, but Dustin is something like the very unique person. I can tell like a too good to be true. She always give, then she take. Most these days in this kind of society, all the people, they always want to come to take. But the Dustin, she always give first. This is the Dustin until now, you always make me impressed. When the first time I saw you in Monaco, I already know you are the very special person. And I mean, like, I'm the one when today maybe listen about my story, no one believe me. I born in the very small village in Indonesia. Even in the map, no one can find it. It's called Pematang Siantar in Sumatra. But when I born, I look so ugly, I cannot talk. Everybody, they always downgrade on me. But one day, I just like a talk to the mirror. If you want everybody look up you, no one can help you, it's yourself. Since that day, every day, I always never stop learning. I always very curious, what is happening in the world? What is the people can push me to the top? And one day I told my mom, send me to Jakarta. And in Jakarta, I really like working so hard because my grandma always told me, if you don't have money, you give your energy. If you don't have something like anything, you give your kindness. If you don't something, you give like solidarity. You never take anything for granted. Never take anything for the small thing, bad thing. You need to all the time appreciate everyone. So today, I can come to Davos. I need to thankful to Dustin because Davos is not everyone. You have money, you come. This place is like a jungle, like a radar. So it's like a puzzle. If you didn't put the puzzle in the picture, you blur because everybody come here. They have their own agenda. And especially this year, it's not talk about the AI, it's not talk about the politics, it's not about the spirit of the dialogue, of how we can connect all the human. We make the world a better place to live. Do you guys agree with me? Yes. Yeah, then we pass to Riadh.
Perfect. My name is Riadh Bouaziz. I'm born in Tunisia. Tunisia is in the north of Africa, on the Mediterranean Sea. It's if you've seen it in the south of Europe, very close to France and Italy. We are 2 hours flight from here, and it's a sunny country. I moved from Tunisia with my baccalaureate and in the pocket with my backpack only, and studied my engineer diploma in France. Start working, building my company 20 years ago. The name is RKF Luxury Linen. Today, RKF Group is present in 85 countries, and the story starts from there. And I think we're going to speak probably later on.
I'm so honored for Dustin to have me and the spirit of all of you connect today. So thank you. I'm Fiona Bannister. I'm repeating this majestic moment to be CEO of Sherbini. Mahed did not make it today, so I am representing the spirit, which is interesting. I spend quite a bit of time in the Middle East, so I'll get to that later on environmental DNA and microbial fungi and health and longevity, as well as energy, agriculture, and tech. But coming to my birth, I was a premature baby, born to a mother who gave me up for adoption. So I had this life that I had no idea who I was. And so maybe that was a seed of the strength that I grew from, that I was adopted by a doctor and a teacher and a scientist that grew up in Sweden. He was at the Karolinska Institute, a researcher in hyperbaric chambers, kinesiology, physiology. Then we moved to Tokyo, we moved to Mexico City, we moved back to Vancouver, where I was born, and I grew up in this medical education family that was researching. I actually used to sit next to a chimpanzee and do muscle reflexology in his labs. So I'm kind of still that lab rat because it's part of, in a way, my gut biome of research and energy. So when you move around the world in so many places, even he was in Tokyo. I went back, once I left high school, I had this extraordinary opportunity to expand, and I moved to Asia. 19. I was in the back villages working in medicine, even though I wasn't the medic, but I learned from the women when I was sick, when I was working as a photojournalist, when I got exposed to my malaria. How many times I've had malaria, one doesn't know, but I'm expert at working in treatment therapeutics now in malaria, in empowering and impacting people's lives by working with communities, because I was on the ground with community, and they've been my inspiration. They're the people, the women, the indigenous tribal community leaders, and those rare humans in the planet that gave me the gift to continue discovery. And I hope you all find those inside of yourself, those seeds that feed your soul. Thank you.
Well done. As a fellow foster care alumni, you've only ever known the life that you've had. You watched others take theirs for granted, their moms, their dads, their aunts, their uncles, their grandparents. You didn't have that. You had to make your own family. Talk to those out there that maybe aren't the best at it. They don't know the right questions to ask. They don't know how. Talk to them about how to make friends, how to create family.
So thank you for that honor of also recognizing our unique abilities. I'm also a Waldorf Steiner teacher in biodynamics, in food and agriculture. What came through those many years of experiences of working in tribal villages, in communities, I was a political journalist. I worked for SIPA Press in Paris. I went back down to Mozambique. I worked in Namibia. All these different cultures have lessons of blood lineage. And when you don't have this attachment to your blood, because you don't actually know it, it's a very ethereal part of coming out of fear, that sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, where you listen to the lessons that are coming into you every day, and that knowledge that others are giving you, because maybe you don't have a filter or a connection, but you are absorbing. And so I'd love you to think about humans, our capacity. So in Chitta, Vritta, Narodaha, I went back to do my PhD in Ayurvedic and Tibetan medicine in India. I didn't finish it, so I don't have it. The Dalai Lama said I got it, my personal health development, but because 9/11 occurred. And so, but one of the cores of Chitta, Vritta, Narodaha is that if you grasp, then you are holding something. But if you don't grasp, you have the opportunity to connect and be open. And in that openness comes knowledge and learning.
Jessica, you make it look like it's easy to go up to weird people like me. How?
Actually, so many people, they always like, I think Dustin is the most friendly. But the thing is not so easy also to be like win his heart. Because he is the one, something is very sensitive. If you give everything to him, he will give more to you. This is Dustin. Because he's actually so many people leader, they always like me. How can you grow? But the Dustin, he willing to sacrifice himself, but all the team go to the top is him. This is the one of the time. I think you agree with me?
100%.
This is something we need to learn. That's everybody come to the masterclass. I think maybe so many leaders, so many head of state, so many the big CEO, everything in this promenade, in the Congress Center. But you have something the heart like a Dustin is very rare. because I'm also see so many big people in my life. But the one thing, Dustin, you need to keep like a raise your voice. That's why in this Davos, we need to restore the humanity. Because so many people these days, everybody depend on machine, on the data. But the data and machine, they don't have a heartbeat. We are in here human, we can feel who is the one true. So many people, they keep talk, blah, blah, blah. By the end, the action is the key. But Dustin, she didn't talk, blah, blah, blah. She delivered more. This is Dustin. Do you agree?
He delivered always.
This is something. It's true. This is, I mean, like, this one, speechless.
Riadh, because we're like so out of time, this is where I thought this session should be different. You make everyone who's ever met you remember you. Anybody ever heard the saying, people will forget your name? They will. But they're never going to forget what? And there's a prize. They're never going to forget what? Wow. Think about how profound that is. They will never forget how you made them feel. Riadh, you lean into conversations. You lean in. You do not brag. You are one of the most successful men that I know in the world. You are a self-made in every area, but you never talk about you. You lean in. What is your name? What do you do? Talk to me about you. That it's almost to you that it fuels you. Talk about why that is good. Why it is good for the soul. For us to lean into a conversation.
I think all of us, when we are born for a purpose. It's very important if you know that your existence here in life is for a purpose. If you know that already, you made already 50% of the beauty of your life and you know where you go. This is the first point. The second one, if you have a goal in your life, this is very important. If you have a vision, a target, strategy, I mean, you build it. You know exactly, clearly where you go. If it shows you exactly your destiny, your destination, where you want to go, then it became very clear. You base your success on the relation with the people. This is the first thing. You can be the most successful person. You can have an amazing brain. You can do an amazing ideas. But if not surrounded by the right people, by the correct one, based on the respect, you will never succeed. And this is the first key of the success in life. That's why it's so important when you speak with people, first of all, you speak with your heart. It's like a cake. The relationship you base to start your business is with the relation with people. And then the cherry on the cake, it will be the business later on. I remember how many people, and a multi-millionaire and billionaire I've met in my life. And we get an amazing meeting. And I thought they're going to make an amazing contract, but never happened. 6, 7, 8, 10 years later, we are the most close friend. But till now, we don't even $1 make as a business. And I don't care at all if we're going to do a business or not. The most important, the strongest, is the respect I have to people. And this is, it's as exactly what Jessica said already earlier on. It's like when you have this strong relationship with people based on the respect, you can go really far away. And your target in your life, it became so easy because you're going to build it with the others. Alone, you cannot do nothing. But with the others, you do a lot.
Yes, you're right.
The eyes tell a story. You meet with people, and I see the way you look at them. You look in their eyes. Why is it important to look into their eyes? Fiona.
In some cultures, I learned you can't look in their eyes because in different cultures, it's going into their soul. And I was taking a photograph in a village. And this girl looked at me as I was taking her photograph. And she threw sand in my eyes.
And that was one of the last photographs that I ever took for the press agency. So she gave me a lesson about looking at each other, because we do need to look, and not with the camera, but with our hearts, and with our soul, and with a capacity. You know, when I won the scholarship to École Nationale Lumière for photojournalism and film, I never made another film myself. I empowered the youth. That year, it was 1992, 91 to 92, and I'd just come out also the wall and come down, and I'd been in, and there was into Yugoslavia for a while, and I kept teaching photography to, or filmmaking, or passing the camera to the youth, to the children. There was a documentary series I did with a series called Letters to Mother Earth that was also in the US and Nickelodeon, but in France and around. So that was the first time ever that on public television, youth actually were given cameras to tell their own story about their own tragedies, about their own strengths and their resilience. And the same in this X Prize, where the X Prize Rainforest, so under one of my NGOs called decarbonize.org, it was not about me, it was about the other, giving them the tools to speak the language, to tell the story from their eyes, their perspective, from where the water is contaminated, just like the ones that I did in that Letters to Mother Earth, where the one girl was working in a mining, and she had been slave labor in a mine, and her story was one very poignant. There was another girl who told she was dying of leukemia in Paris, and she made a part of the documentary called Je suis pas peur, I'm not afraid, and she interviewed her doctors and everybody else about her death, and she said, you know, this is my art of dying. Why are you afraid? So I think the eyes she gave me, her name was Lola, she gave me such another experience to remind us to pass that nature of our power. But coming back to the X Prize, because we were using satellite and data, we were using mirrors of our eyes by using some of the most advanced optics in our drones, measuring and monitoring above planet Earth. But who owns planet Earth? What is that objective or that eye going in to our planet and then going under the rainforest and the canopy and looking at the indigenous people's perspective? Because again, some of the indigenous, you cannot look them in the eye. You have to walk next to them. They want to share the journey. They don't want to be looked at.
Diana, I think it's interesting, the fact that we need to know the culture, whereas here in Davos, looking people in the eye, should it be in another world, that you need to have the intelligence going in, you need to prepare. Preparation is key. We have a few people here who are former military. Preparation, Chris, why is that important?
You rise to the level of your preparation. Yeah. You can't, you do as good as you prepare yourself.
You do as good as you're prepared. So as we now close out this panel of what I'm learning today, Jessica and then Riadh. Jessica, what are you learning today?
Okay, I'm learning in Davos, especially in Davos, everybody come here, we bring the voice. Every voice, sing small, big. We need to deserve to be, I mean, like in my small village, we want to deal something, shake hand, deal, because small village. But now in this room, everybody want to deal business, they need to contract. How about right now we restore the human connection. We don't everything go by the book or either go to data or the IT. We're just using the humanity. We bring the kindness, we bring the support each other and make the world better place. It's the same like Dustin also, small act kindness, small good work, you lifting up everybody. And my motto in life, never stop learning, never stop growing, and always learn to become the best of the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jessica. Riadh, closing us out, what is Riadh learning today?
Okay, it's always a pleasure, traveling a lot and meeting a lot of people. I travel in 85 countries. I meet almost around 15,000 new people yearly. How is really, really massive. And it's very interesting because you can meet all these thousands of people. But what did you learn from? What did you give to these people? And Davos, it's exactly the same, like if you are traveling in any country, big city, small city, you visit factories, you visit people, you visit offices, you make contract, you make business, but in the end of the day, it's only your relationship with these people. What did you learn from them? And I remember that when you start, Dustin, he say, with the real leaders are learners. It's not a matter of age. It's a matter exactly of the mindset. If you have a strong mindset, a positive one, you know exactly where you want to go, what is your target again in your life, then you will learn much more. You have really a positive, open mindset, it will give you a lot. And then you will not only learn from that, when you give a lot, and then you will get it back, even you should not expect it, but everything will smile for you, and life smile for you. And this is the beauty of life. If you wake up every single morning in Davos, in your city, going to meet your team or going to make a contract, the most important is when you wake up, you say, thanks God, I'm alive. You smile to yourself. You smile to the beauty of this life. And then you go and you say, today's challenge, no, I'm gonna win. I'm the one. And you came here, you speak to everyone just to share your ideas, you smile. Just sharing that is only positive. And after that, you bring this positivity to people. When they leave Davos after that, you say, wow, that's amazing. It's an impactful just only with this smile, with this look, sharing information, sharing ideas. This is the beauty.
Real leaders, real impact. Thank you, everybody.